Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a review of the new and improved Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. So I was super excited to see that she had launched this just because I had tried the first version of this foundation that was highly scented and was not the biggest fan. If you haven't seen that, I will link it up here. But I was super excited to see that they came out with a new and improved version, and this is supposed to be a more luminous matte finish. So I was super excited to see that, and also to see if this can still cover my acne and acne prone skin, because we are having a time and your girl needs some coverage. If you guys are interested in seeing my review of the new Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Foundation, then just keep on watching. Alright, so now we are going to get into it. So this is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Foundation, so the new and improved version. A cult favorite fragrance-free foundation with full coverage, up to 24 hours of wear, and a luminous matte finish. It is a blendable, full coverage formula that is fragrance-free, transfer-proof, waterproof, fade-proof, sweat and humidity-proof, and offers up to 24 hours of wear. So I have the shade Macaroon 230N, and this foundation retails for $40. Alright, so I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna apply on this side with a beauty blender and this side with a sponge. And here's a little skin update. There's actually a lot of scarring, but still we're having a wild week. I'm gonna go ahead and apply with the pump. I'm excited to try this foundation again because I've tried the first version. It was definitely an experience, so I'm excited to see this one. I'm just gonna put that over here, and I just used one pump, and I'm just gonna do it one side at a time just in case it dries funky. So I'm gonna use this side with a sponge. Not sure how this color is gonna be for me, but we'll see. Dries a little quickly, but nothing too crazy. A little bit more here and over here. Definitely more evened out than this side, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply the rest of this with my Morphe Jaclyn Hill foundation brush. And I'm just gonna put this. I have a lot more to cover up on this side, let me tell you. As usual, the beauty blender kind of takes a lot of it away, so coverage wise it's kind of typical from what I see, but this beauty blender kind of like eats it all that product up. So we'll see. Okay. So this does dry a little quickly. So this is a lot more evened out, as we can see, way more than before. I am seeing a slight luminous finish just because, you know, we're getting some of that glow, so I can see that, but it does look matte. I was expecting a little more, to be honest. Like on both sides they look pretty even with the brush side, so that's a little strange. And it's starting to do that thing again, like a lot of foundations do for me. Oh yeah, this dries really fast. Can really still see my acne and scars peeking through quite a bit, more than I was expecting for a full coverage foundation. And I'm not too mad at it just because of the beauty blender, but I'm gonna take the remaining of this that's on my hand and I'm gonna put it on acne. So I don't know if it's because I put this on a matter base this time around. Well, I did like half of it with the matte base, mostly in my T-zone, but it's looking a little dry. Looks okay. It's really clinging to that dry spot there. So I'm not a fan of that. I hate when foundations do that, and I just feel like I have other foundations that don't clump as well. I'm gonna try and take away, maybe it's just like an excess product type of thing, so I'm gonna like buff it away. That actually seemed to help a little bit, so that's good. But still a stage 5 clinger and is clinging a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup and then I will be right back. Okay, I am back and with all of my makeup done. So I have done a lot, so I've gotten dressed, did my hair. So I've had the foundation on for like an hour, maybe 40 minutes at least. Let's go ahead and check in to see how it is looking. I haven't really looked at it up close. So the powder, the Huda Beauty like translucent powder, like in pound cake, that really helps to kind of help blur my skin. But looking up close, it does look like it, especially here and a little bit in my pores, mostly on this side, that it's kind of sinking into my skin a little bit and it's kind of looking a little heavy. It doesn't feel as heavy as I remember the previous formula doing, and I do like how kind of my face does look more movable and not as matte. It does emphasize texture quite a bit, so let me go ahead and zoom you in. So there we go. You can see, like, yeah, I have texture, but I have foundations that don't emphasize it this much. And then up here, and then right here, and then here. So that's really disappointing to see that the texture. I mean, it looks good. Right now, it's one of those foundations that looks really good far away. Like from far away, I'm like, who is she? Wow. But then you get kind of up close and it's like, she's got some texture. I don't know how I feel. Feel good far away again, and it doesn't feel super heavy. It doesn't look terrible. I am interested to see how this does wear throughout the day, because I remember last time when I tried the original formula, as it wore throughout the night, it just did not look great. It sank further into my pores, further into my texture, and also faded and looked really patchy. So hopefully this won't do that tonight. We will see. For now, I like it. I'm gonna keep it on as long as possible, and we'll see if this foundation is worth $40 or if not. My Rare Beauty foundation does not do this. My Fenty ones don't do this. Not a fan. And then some of it does still make you look a little dry, like on my chin. So it is kind of clinging to some dry patches, even though it's like still a movable matte. I'll wear it throughout the night and we will see. So I will check back with you guys later tonight to see how this held up. I'll try and wear it as long as possible. Right now, to be continued. So I am back to wrap up this review of the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Foundation. So I've wore this the past couple of days, tried to do it for like a good week or so, and I have some thoughts. At this moment, it doesn't seem like it is breaking me out, which is good. Last time it was, and I don't know if that was just due to the fragrance or like the heavy feeling. This did feel, I will say, a lot lighter than the original version. That could just be in my head because it's been quite a while and I don't have that anymore. It didn't feel super heavy. I even wore it last night. It didn't feel crazy heavy. This is a stage 5 clinger for your dry spots. Not that other foundations don't do that. Like there are some that do it, like that are matte and I can like live with it, but this one, the biggest thing with this is the emphasizing of my texture. I just did not feel the faux filter effects of this foundation. Like again, it looked really good from far away, but when I look at my skin up close, it just really sank into my pores, really sank into my texture, especially here on my cheeks, like you guys saw in the clips. I just have other foundations that look much more flawless, much more smooth. For example, Fenty Pro Filter foundation, the NARS Soft Matte Complete foundation. It's really matte, really full coverage, but doesn't do that. The Rare Beauty foundation, is not really matte, but it's really full coverage and it just doesn't sink into my texture and cling on as well. But yeah, I think the best comparison will probably be the NARS Soft Matte Complete. I also didn't really see a crazy luminous effect, like a luminous matte, like it was more of like a comfortable matte. I can't even describe it, but I just don't know what the luminous quote unquote thing about it is. So it was just kind of like a standard matte foundation, but I just really not a fan of how it sank into my texture like right now. So I'm not wearing it today. I'm actually wearing the Morphe Filter Effects Soft Focus Foundation. So if this video is already up, just depending on the order of this, but I'm reviewing this as well. This one, even though it is a lot lighter, it's just not sinking into my pores. It just looks so much better. This just didn't do it for me. Although it didn't break me out and although it did have really good coverage, I just can't get past the texture and it's sinking into my pores. So this is double the price. This one's 20, this one's 40. For the texture aspect alone, I lean towards this one. This is my first time trying it. Again, we'll see at this moment in time. We'll see how this review turns out. Hopefully it continues to go well. But for $40, I just have other high-end foundations that are just as full coverage, but again, don't emphasize my texture as much. So I personally would not recommend Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte. It did help cover my acne and acne scarring. It didn't feel as heavy, so I did see the improvements with there's no fragrance and it doesn't feel as heavy. But again, for me, it's just the texture I can't get past, and for that reason alone, I just don't find myself reaching for this foundation compared to other ones that I have and that I have tried, which was kind of upsetting because I really wanted to like this foundation, especially because of my previous experience with the other one. It was not a good time. So it was a better time. I did have a better experience with this new formulated version, but it's still not my favorite. So unfortunately, this will be getting returned. But that is it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know down in the comments below if you have tried the new version of the Huda Beauty Faux Filter foundation. I would love to know your thoughts. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Did you see a huge difference between two formulas besides the fragrance? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know any other new foundations or skincare you would like me to try out. If you are interested in any of my other foundation reviews, I have a whole playlist right here, so you can kind of go down the line and and see my favorites, hate it. And if you're into more of the skincare stuff, then you can click this right here and it'll show you a couple videos or a playlist. So I will go ahead and whatever you choose, I will see you there in the next video.